History made or Pandora's box opened? That is the big question many Nigerians are asking right now as conversations continue to grow around the case of Nnamdi KANU. Let us go straight to the point. There is strong public discussion, heavy political tension, and serious legal movement around his case. But as we speak, there is no confirmed final order from the Supreme Court releasing him. What we are witnessing is a phase of intense legal struggle, public pressure, and political interpretation, and that alone is enough to shake conversations across the country. Before we go deeper, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. It helps this platform grow, and it helps more people receive balanced updates like this. Now let us break it down clearly and calmly so everybody can understand.
Nnamdi KANU remains one of the most controversial political figures in Nigeria today. His name alone carries emotion. For some, he represents a resistance and regional identity. For others, he represents a security challenge and a political risk. Because of that, every court movement in his case immediately becomes national news. Recently, the headline claiming that the Supreme Court has released him started trending. It spread quickly across social media platforms. Many people celebrated. Some people questioned it. Others waited for official confirmation. But as of now, there is no verified Supreme Court judgment ordering his release. The legal process is still ongoing. Please pause for a moment and like this video if you appreciate clear explanation without exaggeration. Also subscribe so you do not miss future updates. Now,
let us talk about why this headline created such strong reactions. First, the case itself has been long and complicated. It has moved from the Federal High Court to the Court of Appeal and then to the Supreme Court at different stages. There have been arguments about jurisdiction, about the legality of his arrest, about whether due process was properly followed, and about whether the charges were handled correctly. At one point in the past, the Court of Appeal had ruled in his favor on procedural grounds. That decision gave many supporters hope. However, that ruling was later overturned, and the case returned for continuation. Since then, the legal battle has continued. This is why every small legal development now feels like a possible turning point. Let us slow it down further so everyone understands clearly. Right now, what is happening is that his legal team is challenging previous decisions. Appeals are still part of the process. Appeals do not mean automatic freedom. Appeals mean the higher court is reviewing earlier decisions to determine whether they were correct according to law. This is normal in legal systems around the world. It is not unusual. It is part of due process. But in Nigeria, this case carries political weight. That is why emotions are high. If you are following so far, please like this video and subscribe. Your support matters. Now, let us talk about the bigger issue, power shift. Why are people using the phrase power shift loading? Because many believe that any major decision in this case could influence political conversations in the Southeast and even nationally. Some traditional leaders and community groups have publicly called for his release, arguing that it could help calm tensions and promote unity. On the other hand, there are voices who believe the legal system must complete its work without political pressure. So the situation is sensitive. This is not just about one man. It is about national unity, federal authority, regional emotions, and public trust in the justice system. Let us be honest. Nigeria is a country with many ethnic groups, many histories, and many political experiences. When a case touches identity and history, it becomes bigger than the courtroom. It becomes symbolic. That is why some people see potential release as history being made, and others see it as opening a complicated chapter. Please like this video and subscribe before we continue. So now let me explain the legal angle in simple English. When someone is convicted, the next step can be an appeal. An appeal is when you ask a higher court to review the decision of a lower court. The higher court looks at whether the law was properly applied. It does not focus on emotions. It focuses on legal arguments. If the higher court agrees that errors were made, it may overturn or adjust the judgment. If it disagrees, it will uphold the judgment. So until that final decision is made, the case remains active. That is where we are.
Now, let us talk about public reaction. In the Southeast, discussions remain strong. Supporters believe that his detention has affected regional stability. They argue that political dialogue might be more effective than prolonged legal confrontation. Some community leaders have even appealed directly to the presidency for intervention. However, others insist that the rule of law must be respected. They argue that once a case is before the court, it should not be influenced by political negotiation. This difference in opinion is normal in a democracy. Please take a second to like this video and subscribe. Balanced information is important. Now let us ask a serious question. If eventually the Supreme Court rules in his favor, what could happen? First, it would be seen as a landmark decision. It would show that the highest court has the final authority in sensitive national matters. It could calm some tensions in certain regions. It could also raise new political debates. Second, it might trigger discussions about how similar cases are handled in the future. Third, it could influence public perception of the judiciary, either positively or negatively, depending on people's political positions. But if the court upholds previous decisions, then the case continues under the existing framework, and attention may shift to political solutions rather than legal ones. This is why the headline feels dramatic, because no matter the outcome, it carries weight. Please like and subscribe again if you want continuous real-time breakdowns like this. Let us go deeper into the political side. Nigeria is preparing for future political cycles. Every major legal case involving a strong political figure affects strategy, alliances, and public messaging. Even if there is no direct connection, perception matters in politics. Some analysts believe that resolving this case, one way or the other, could remove a major tension point in national discussions. Others believe it may simply shift the conversation rather than end it. This is why patience is important. In situations like this, rumors spread faster than official documents. Social media posts can look convincing. Edited videos can appear real. But legal judgments are published formally. They are documented. They are not secret. So whenever you see a strong headline, always wait for official confirmation. Please like this video and subscribe before we continue further. Now, let us consider the human side. Beyond politics and law, there is a family. There are supporters. There are citizens who feel emotionally connected. There are also citizens who feel concerned about national stability. Both sides are real. Both sides have emotions. That is why conversations must remain calm and respectful. Nigeria's strength has always been its ability to debate passionately but remain united. Let me pause here for a moment. We have discussed the legal background, the political tension, public reaction, and the possible implications. There is still more to unpack, especially about what happens next in the appeal process and how this could shape the broader national dialogue. Please like this video and subscribe if you have not done so already. Subscribe